Bandicoot 2. Crash Bandicoot 2. What can you say about it? Released in December 1997, yes, that's just 1 year after the first one, yeah? And improving upon the original on every aspect by offering new control mechanics, gameplay mechanics, visual and audio tweaks and overall designs, it was clear that Naughty Dog were finding their feet perfectly, as well as churning out the ever higher quality content quicker than most people could wipe their own arse. May I be completely blunt here when I say that I fucking love this game! Not only for my personal self, but everyone else really seems to dig this game as well. It's been noted as one of the best sequel games ever, and hell, some would even call it one of the best platformers on the PS1, full stop. Where I might tend not to agree fully with that, it's still easily one of my most favourite games on the PlayStation, and I'm gonna indulge in this moment to talk about it. So this game carries on where the original left off, quite literally. Cortex goes boom after the first one, and what exactly happened to him on his perilous journey falling towards planet Earth? Well, put your worries to rest because this game shows you the bare bone. Cortex does indeed fall, and as you'd expect, he goes splat. No, of course not. Cortex is in fact alive, and figures out, via, I don't fucking know, that the crystals are the only thing he needs to get his revenge and destroy the Earth via a new device called the Cortex Vortex. Oh wait, you shouldn't actually know that this early, because our beloved Bandicoot is chilling with his sister Coco when her laptop dies out, so Crash is innocently finding a new battery. In the middle of the fucking woods. And then, out of nowhere, without warning, no, but a blinding light! Before Crash can think, he is no more. His matter escapes into the vast reaches of space. But then he awakens, alone, cold, in what can only be described as a central hub with many portals. And then he is greeted by none other than Cortex, who convinces us that the world is in danger and the only way he can save it is by teaming up with us and aiding us in grabbing crystals. And so you have no choice but to believe him. And maybe you might think that Cortex is turning a new leaf. Yet, Coco and N. Brio are hacking the lines as well as they try in vain to contact you and tell you that this is all a trap. And whilst Coco is trying to get you out entirely, Brio, one of the bad guys, tries convincing you to leave the crystals behind and gather gems for him to stop Cortex. Which leaves me to ask, can you really trust anyone? Well, who cares? You're a Bandicoot, and like in your last outing, you must travel everywhere from the jungle to outer space and defeat some truly colourful characters as you try and figure out what the hell is going on. The forces of darkness. Obviously, going into depth about the history of this game is rather shallow, as this was, of course, only a 1 year time gap between this and the first game. Not only that, but Naughty Dog already paved the way with Crash 1, so all they had to do was build upon the foundations. So let's just talk about the game. It had everything the first one had, but amplified. Presentation-wise, it's better. It's smoother and even more detailed than before. Environments are similar to the first, but it's on a bigger scale. There's more on the screen at one time, and there are even some new territories to explore, from the deepest of sewers to the farthest reaches of space. It has a much more fun and cartoony appeal to it as well, which can all be illustrated through the character animations, which are, again, perfectly smooth when idle and moving, but also pretty funny, with unforgettable pieces of genius such as the Crash has a gem dance, and the countless amounts of death animations. Oh, and let's not leave out the panda splat. And I do love it when Crash isn't moving and Aku Aku turns around and is like, dude! Musically, as well, this is much better. The same composer came back to jerk off his musical talents, but this time around, the themes are bigger, more intricate, more instrumentally deep, but more importantly, catchy and memorable. Fun fact. Did you know that the composer for Naughty Dog's Crash Bandicoot music was also responsible for the theme song in Clifford the Big Red Dog? Uncanny resemblance, innit? And also, this game features one of my probable contenders for favourite level themes in video games ever. The Jetpack stage theme, which I'm gonna play over the next bit because I fucking love it! The controls in this also are spot on. Fucking tight as fuck. Massively responsive, flowing, and overall better than Crash 1, not to mention being analog stick sensitive and giving a walking ability. It's a bit useless, I must say, and I never actually used it once for this video, but the point still remains, I suppose. Some tend to complain a bit on the jetpack stages, But I say bugger it all, I never had a problem. You know, did you ever think maybe just maybe you just suck? Maybe you just suck? Did you ever think about that? And the controls are also more intricate than before, as there are other moves Crash can pull off, such as crouching and crawling, sliding, slide jumping, body slamming, and monkey barring. By the way, this then transitions lovingly onto my next point. And that point is that the gameplay sometimes varies and relies on how well you can use the controls and apply your skills accordingly. Like some areas that can only be slide jumped onto, some boxes that can only be broken by certain means, and some enemies that can only be killed by specific moves. Speaking of boxes, there are also some new Nitro boxes, which I don't know. Let's see what they do. Oh yeah. Don't touch him. There are also more environmental affections to Crash, such as the way he slips fantastically on ice, digs into the ground, or wades through thick, muddy water. The game overall plays very similarly to before, as Crash travels all over the fucking place, picking shit up, defeating bosses, and moving on. But the deeper gameplay feel doesn't make it feel repetitive, and there's even more variety this time round for general levels, such as the jetpack stages, and even subsections within levels, such as the swamp speeders in, well, swamp levels. And there are even some hybrids of these stages sometimes. For example, take the polar bear runs and the boulder chases, and boom! An epic, mega fun, big bad big bear chase scene. This is God, I've just noticed the polar bear cruelty in this is ravishing right now. And there are also some chances of being a dirty, skanky little cheetah. No! I must say as well that the bonus stages also make a return in every stage, for a chance on racking up on lives and more boxes for the coveted gems. The first notable difference is the warp room.
Oh sir, why didn't I bring this up before?
It's more accessible, less of a chore, a cool idea, and they fixed the save feature! Because you can now save at any time when in the warp room. Thank Jesus-y twonking poo Alan Smithy. Instead of hitting all the boxes without dying to get a gem and then save, you can beat any level without grabbing anything and die as much as you want and then save. Much better. Wait! Not to say that the game doesn't reward you for staying alive, because there are some special platforms in level that are only accessible via not dying. Leading on to one of my favourite aspects of this game, the secrets. They're everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. Literally. There's more challenge and satisfaction with this mechanic, and the secrets aren't blatant. They do require some thought, and when a coloured gem is at stake, you'll find yourself exhausting every possibility to find them all. I remember first discovering the blue gem in stage 1, when I was a little sod when I was a kid, and I got a little bit bored, so I thought it'd be pretty funny to not hit any boxes at all and see what happens. I didn't hit any boxes throughout the whole stage, and then, shock horror, there it was. I discovered a secret, probably for the first time in my life. Okay, this didn't work in every single level, but it did push me to think outside the box and away from the linear platforming. There are also 2 endings to this game, where you can either find all the gems and destroy the Cortex Vortex for good, or defeat Cortex yourself and wonder how you can destroy the Vortex later. I mean, there is a lot to do here. Too easy! Sure, there's a bit of variety into how you defeat them, but there's no challenge in this at all. And Cortex was pathetic. It ruined the whole game for me, really. It's just the last boss, it was so poor for a final boss. It could have been so much better. Just all your hard work went to it. Just no. But does Crash Bandicoot 2 hold up today? Dumb question. This game is tits. It replaces all the frustration from Crash 1 with puzzles, secrets, and more rewarding gameplay. In terms of a leap between games in a short time span, it's unbelievable. All across the board, all through the presentation, controls, and gameplay. In terms of an innovative sequel, this is how you bloody do it. It succeeds the predecessor by a good distance, and even though it wasn't quite as big of a seller as the first one, it still made it as one of the highest selling PlayStation games of all time. Ow my fucking... And despite 1 or 2 flaws with the boss battles, and the fact that it still wasn't platform game revolutionary, I mean it is still the same basic idea as the first one, it's still fantastic. The PlayStation bar for platforming was now set, but could Naughty Dog score a hat-trick and top that with the 3rd installment? I'm tight, oh wanker, I forgot to add in my theme song in my last video, oh my god. So if it's your birthday today or watching this video, happy freaking birthday to you, and don't forget to... Hello there, my beautiful people. If you missed part 1 of this retrospective on Crash Bandicoot, you can just click on it on the screen over there somewhere. I don't know where I'm putting it, but I don't care. You're going to see it and you're going to click on it, because I know you're going to like it. If you like this one, you're going to like the other one. And also, I'm going to link to you another one of my random videos, so go and have a look at that as well if you want to. I'm going to link up part 3 when that's done next week, I think. I'm not going to make any promises, because I might not be able to keep them, but whatever. Enjoy. Thank you for watching. But in the meantime, stay tuned and stay beautiful. And take care now.